Hey, y'all. It's your travel bestie, Kat. Let's talk packing because why is it so hard? It feels so overwhelming, even for frequent travelers like me. So, why is packing so hard? We're going to chat about it, and Joe's going to join us. Say hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
This is my hubby. You see him in some of the pics when we post on our YouTube channel and our Instagram. So let's talk about the elephant. What's the biggest packing mistake that people make? What do you think it is, Joe?
We definitely overpack. We get excited about the trip and we always want to be prepared for every possible scenario. And so we pack 97 things that we don't need and we don't wear, especially if you're going to the Caribbean or someplace simple. You really just need a few pair of shorts, a couple of shirts, a couple of nice dress shorts, a couple of bathing suits. I mean, you can keep it really simple.
I totally agree. I think overpacking is the big elephant in the room. Most people pack for every possible scenario instead of packing for the actual trip. If you haven't worn it in the last year, you definitely do not need it on vacation. Now, how do you decide what to pack for a trip?
So it depends on the location, but again, going with the Caribbean theme, it's really simple. It's a couple pairs of shorts. I've really adapted to buying bathing suits that look like shorts so they fit multiple purposes. And then also I have some workout shorts that can get wet. And so those are multifaceted as well.
I agree. I'm packing based on the weather, the activities, and the vibe. So I like to check the forecast. I like to look at whatever our planned excursions are and then ask myself, is this a chill, glam, adventure, or cruise core trip? Because, the vibe check matters and we have to have that. Okay. Carry on only or checked bag.
I always prefer a check bag. You can get more bang for your buck that way. But sometimes we've actually managed to travel light and, just had some really basic stuff in a couple of carry-ons and be efficient.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to say if it's 7 days or under, we should be the carry-on queen, but cruises and short trips, carry-on only, longer international trips or cold weather destinations, you absolutely have to check a bag because if it's gonna be colder, I mean, this stuff's just so much bulkier. If you're going to the Caribbean or somewhere warm, you just don't need that much clothes, but if you need sweaters, you've gotta have a checked bag. What are your must pack essentials no matter where you go?
So I have a pair of zip off pants that are good for multitasking. I can wear them full length for dinner or when I'm traveling from a cold place to a warm place. And then I zip them off when I get there and I'm in shorts and I'm very comfortable in both locations.
Now, I think for me, my must pack essentials are the things that are in the bag that is my personal item that is staying with me and they are not taking it from me no matter what. And it's got my passport and any travel docs, my portable charger, my meds, a little mini first aid, my comfortable shoes, a swimsuit. Yes, you always need a swimsuit in that bag that's staying with you, as even just in case, even if you're going somewhere cold, a crossbody bag because I'm here to tell you lost luggage happens. You also need to have a pair of underwear in there because besties, you have to be prepared to survive should that checked bag or even if it's a carry-on bag and they make you check it at the gate gets lost, you've got to have some essentials to get by. Now, how are we going to pack outfits without overdoing it? That is the $900 million question.
So you really need to know your venue. One of the things that I learned in the last year or so is understanding the type of vacation you're going on. We went on a cruise and it was more formal than what I was prepared for. They required long slacks to dinner at night. They require collared shirts. And a couple of times, even with dress slacks and a collared shirt, I felt very underdressed as most of the people there were wearing sports coats at least. And then occasionally there was a actual suit and tie. So you got to know your venue when you go and you travel.
So I guess that's the difference between some of the different cruise lines. And I would agree with that. You can try and mix and match outfits too to minimize your packing, neutral bottoms, statement tops. And then also, some of the different cruise lines have laundry on board. Some have do it yourself, some have pay for play. And that's a thought too. The cruise packing hot take, I feel like, is you do not need 10 formal outfits, even if it's a fancier cruise. There a lot of them are still more relaxed now, and you don't have to pack those formal outfits, especially Virgin Voyages, which is our go-to fave. You can pack something comfy and chic and one glam look and call it a day. And of course, if it is Virgin, you have to have that one something red and maybe something for a wee fancy. What's your cruise packing hot take? Do you have one? He's shaking his head no. He's like, "Take the mic back. What is happening?" Okay, what about shoes? I know some people love lots and lots of shoes. Looking at you, my friend Sabrina. How many shoes do you need?
I just go with a pair of deck shoes or loafers and a pair of flip flops. And then I always bring a pair of tennis shoes because I like to work out or go for a walk or a run when I'm on vacation.
I agree. I think more than 3 pairs is super suspicious behavior. I like to have a pair of tennis shoes, which can be my walking shoes, a pair of flip-flops, and then a pair of water shoes. What are some packing hacks you swear by?
So, a couple of things that we've learned is to pack a little folding bag inside your suitcase. You want to make sure you have that because no matter how much we swear that we're not going to buy a lot of souvenirs and don't need more stuff, we always inevitably pick up some little knickknack that we think we cannot live without, or we decide that we needed some souvenirs for some friends and family, as thank you gifts for watching the pets or take care of things while we were gone, and we always end up having extra stuff. And it's a whole lot cheaper to have a little foldable duffel bag that you can throw stuff in and just pay the extra bag fee instead of the overweight fee. Or worst case, you get there and you can't bring it back, or you're really struggling, or you have to buy luggage in a foreign country to bring it back. That can get real expensive.
Yeah, this isn't sponsored, but we have the Foldy, Foldie. We have 2 because it was a buy one, get one when I got them. They were having a special, and they do run those quite often around holidays, so check it out. Not sponsored, but we love them. We've used them for the last 2 years, and on at least every trip, either a friend or one of us has used them to bring something back in it, so they work really, really well. Little packing hacks though, packing cubes, putting socks in your shoes, wear your bulky item on the plane. I know we've got some hoodies that we like to have for when it's chilly on the boats in the evening, and we definitely wear those on the plane because, it's always cold on the plane too.
The same thing goes where guys were wearing that sports coat. If you really want to dress up for dinner, wear the sport coat on the plane. You can always take it off and put it in an overhead compartment pretty easily. There's usually space for that, but then you're not, quote, packing it in a bag and it's not an extra item or a carry on.
So, what do you think people should stop packing immediately? Like right now, stop putting this in your suitcase. I'm going to go with just in case heels or any just in case shoes and any clothes maybe with tags on it that you've never worn. Because if you haven't taken it on a test run, I don't think your trip is the test run time. And if you're packing fear, pause and rethink that because we don't need that on the trip. What's some final packing advice you'd offer anyone who was still struggling?
So one of the things that we do is when we get back from a trip, we always evaluate everything that we packed and like, did we wear it? Did we wear it multiple times? Would we pack that again or not? And that's actually helped us make a lot better decisions moving forward because some of the outfits that we thought were cool in our closet, back home, maybe just didn't play while we were on vacation. Maybe they didn't fit right. Maybe they didn't look right. Maybe they didn't mix and match right. And then there are other outfits that, probably don't fit our everyday vibe going to work. But when you're on vacation, they work great and they're great for dinners. They're great for, sitting by the pool. and everything. And we want to make so when we get back, we really take a look at what we packed, what we wore, and what we would take again on vacation.
Now, we talked about our little foldy bags, but let's talk about luggage. Let's get the tea on that. Are you a soft sided or a hard shelled luggage kind of guy?
I prefer the hard-sided luggage because it gives protection for some of my electronics and some of the fragile stuff, maybe the toiletries, some of the perfumes and stuff that she has that we don't want broken. But I understand the benefits to a soft side is that they're much lighter and they're easier to handle and expand, and they'll handle a lot more clothes if that's really what you're going for.
Now, when we're looking at luggage and the features and the price points, is the expensive luggage brands really worth it? Like, I know our son and daughter in law just upgraded and got one of the hefty price tag pieces. Are they really worth it?
They think so, and they're traveling internationally and they're going on longer flights, so they made the investment. We're not going as far, and so we're more a mid-tier, and we do a lot of Samsonite, and that's the brand that we like and we recommend.
I do love me some Samsonite.
And so you can get some sets pretty affordably, watch for the sales folks, but they've held up through quite a few trips, and I mean, a lot of scratches and scuffs and stuff, so we know they get thrown around, but they've come out on the other side. They're looking good.
As opposed to, I would say we've also purchased some, in quotes, hard-sided pieces from, say, Marshalls or TJ Maxx, and they did not hold up as well. Like 1 or 2 flights, and they had cracks and damage. So definitely mi mid-tier or higher when you're buying some new luggage. What's our biggest packing fail you think we've ever had?
Oh, the first couple of times that we went on trip, we had 73 different suitcases and we packed extra stuff, and it was ridiculous the amount of stuff that we have. Also understand, especially if you're going on a vacation in a foreign country or a cruise ship, the space that you have is probably going to be very small. A lot of places don't even have closets in the room. They may have a wardrobe where you can hang up a few things. And in the cruise ships, again, you don't have a lot of space. So bringing 73 suitcases that you're going to have to juggle around and fight and wrestle in your room for the entire trip is just a nightmare.
Yeah, and on the cruise ships, while they will fit under the bed, 73 will not. We know, we tried. Our very first Disney cruise, we rented a vehicle and it was 2 families and 2 tweens, and when the guy came out and looked at all of our luggage between the 6 of us and looked at the vehicle, he was like, "This is not gonna happen." And I was like, "Step aside. I have geometry packing skills out the wazoo. I got this." Oh my goodness, packing. I tell you what, it's a struggle, isn't it? What else would you like to add? Any other little tidbits for anyone? One thing travelers need to know, anything we've forgotten once and we'll never ever forget it again?
So one of the things that we've learned is we do the after sun gel care. Always bring plenty of sunscreen, but it doesn't seem to matter how much sunscreen we put on. We always end up getting a little pink. And that after sun care really helps prevent the burn and take some of the sting out of it.
I agree. That's excellent. And if you are going to be a carry-on person, but you are going down to Florida to get on a cruise ship, you can run by a Walgreens or a CVS or even a Walmart before you get on the boat and grab the sunscreen that you love so you don't have to have that checked bag. All right, y'all. Well, this is it. Some travel packing advice from your travel bestie and her hubby bestie. And we're so glad you stopped by. And we hope that you will like and follow our podcast for more tips and tricks and fun and adventures. And also head on over to our YouTube channel if you're not listening to our podcast there, and follow my travel bestie Kat there as well. We would sure appreciate it. And we hope you have a beautiful day.
Bye.
Bye.